One beaver. One goal. Ha! One mission. So give us your paws, give us your tails, and let's get into this. Alright peeps, welcome to a new season of Timberborn. This season we're commemorating the release of Timberborn 1.0, a release that definitely happened last week and didn't get pushed back or anything daft like that. But without further ado, let's begin a new game. And you've already seen the intro, ye know it's a bloody iron teeth we're dealing with. I mean, that's now to do with the fact that this challenge is impossible with a bloody folktale. And ye keen-eyed beavers would have noticed we were on Waterfalls. But what yous couldn't have possibly realised is that when we customised these settings to only have one starting beaver, not a single babby, we also changed this building refund rate to 1. And now we can begin. Now, of course, we're all about commemorating version 1 of Timberborn this season, so this is going to be called 1 version. Now pause the game while we've still got our soul beaver in the hut. Because this beaver right here is no ordinary folktale. They are Davey Jr. Now, the last time we saw Davey Jr, he was flying out from Cavey and he landed here in Waterfall to spread Davey's vision to yet another map. Now that exposition has cost us valuable time and we are incredibly time poor. So let's waste no time at all getting paths out here, there and everywhere so we can start chippity chopping doing some trees, gathering some precious food, and I would say slurp up some precious H2O. However, we cannot put a water pump here. We need to pop a compact water wheel here. It's a canny naff place for it, but it's the only place we've got. And we absolutely need to start rushing bloody planks. Now, the only way we're gonna survive with one beaver, even if it is the legendary Davey Jr, is by being the most efficient beaver around. Now, how long do we have on these bloody pines? Because if it's too long, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, now, we might have to think up a plan B with regards to slurping up water, because I cannot afford to waste those foul logs. You never bloody know, do you? So we're going to have to skirt our way around this wee pond here. And this is where we're going to slurp our water from. And when I say this is where we're going to slurp our water from, I mean for quite some time. Because if we delete this, we only get 1% of our resources back. Which means we need to be very, very careful about where we place our items. And look, this series is not about running poor Davey Jr here into the ground. To get the most out of Davey Jr, we're gonna have to make him a happy little beaver. Which means spending time on things like bloody campfires, even if there is a tree in the way where I want it to go. Oh, and look what I just spied! I'm used to me 4-way district centres, however, we don't have any mods at all installed. And I am going to restrict myself to only installing 1 mod per episode. I'm not counting dependencies in that. But I'm only going to install mods if I feel like I want to, you know. If I'm ticking our happy little beaver and all that, there'll be no mods installed. Now, mild spoiler, there has already been a mod used in this episode, and it will be included in future episodes. But now that we've actually connected our path, since we haven't got a 4-way district centre, now since we have to be efficient here, we have to consider storage. And popping the path to the actual door tends to help with efficiency. So we're going to be plopping a couple of water tanks around the actual water slurper. We're also going to be plopping a water tank right next to the lumber mill here, but leaving enough space for them to get logs and plank storage popped in next to them too. And then I'm also going to pop a small warehouse just to store some handy dandy berries. Bonus bait for them. That's so when they get hungry at work or thirsty, they only have to go to here, not all the way around here for a bit of water and then all the way over here for a bit of food. Cause a beaver wouldn't do that in one trip. They'd spend the time going all the way here, then back to work to do half a plank, and then going out for a bit of bait to go back. Now before I show you the priorities, there is one last thing we need to tackle. And that is up the top of these stairs here. It's gonna be our beaver breeding ground. I mean, it's all well and good being Davey Jr by your bill building a civilization, But what happens when he's an old crusty beaver and he corks it? There's gonna be nae beaver left to continue the vision. Here's my priority. We're going to get maximum priority. 2 gatherer flags. 1 lumberjack flag. Or water slurping situation is maximum priority on the actual slurping of the water. Then we need a bit of storage. And further down the line, we're going to need more storage. Now how we're doing the plank situation, we've got a regular hour priority wheel to make sure we don't block the wheel. A lower priority lumber mill. And then we'll worry about the storage over here when we get there. It's a luxury. It's essential. But still a luxury. Oh, and I'm not evil. Once the beavers get over here, they'll be able to sharpen their teeth if they break them, you know? You gotta give Davey Jr. incentive to actually do that. Speaking of Davey Jr., ye, good beaver, are in the right place for a bit of top quality. Bang! And what are you doing over there? I must have placed these first. I thought he was gonna go straight into bloody hammering these lot in. Now once he gets these 2 in, I'm gonna pause the game. Oh, but too early, there we go. And we're gonna get Davey Jr. gathering some bloody flags. Or picking some berries, you know, whichever you prefer. Now we're gonna be watching Davey. The second he gets that 20th berry in there, or clocks off, one of the two, we're gonna be shifting him to a different bloody flag. So Levy's going back now, pause. He's gonna deposit these berries, and then did Davey just eat the berries? Is that what happened there? I think Davey might have just eaten those. What, Davey? I'm surprised I didn't wake him up. Oh, here he comes. Today, Davey, you're gonna be a lumberjack. I've got some key trees for you to chop down, and then you're gonna be building yourself a water slurper. Because if you have a look at Davey Jr.'s thirst here, he's about to be thirsty, and would rather not have that, because then he's not as efficient as he should be, is he? And it's all about efficiency here, we're here. Right, Davey, now that you've got into that tree, I want you to chop down the rest of these up here, at least for the most part, you know? And the same guns for our here. Oh, and as well, the rest of the bloody map. Get it all chopped down. Right, that's all the trees marked for cutting. Let's check in on Davey. How you doing? How many logs you got? 14? It is certainly now time to get building this deep barbed water pump here, Davey. And now what could do? We could have our very first speedy up bit of One Vision. Watching Warp Davey Jr. here, banging all the logs required to slurp that water right out of the river. And there he is. It's Warp Davey Jr. He's finally not thirsty anymore. Oh, well, he needs to stop pumping and then have a slurp. And now he's not thirsty anymore. And I bumped him up to 24 working days in the hopes that he would get it done before, you know, night time. But no, you can see it takes Warp Davey Jr. here quite some time to get anything done. And since we've now got a pathway up to the breeding station, it may be time to prioritise one of these laddies. Although 10 logs a pop, Warp Davey Jr. here is going to have to get to chopping down some more pines. I'm also popping a small warehouse over here for bait, because I realise Davey Jr. is going to end up getting hungry at some point, and he's going to have to, it's not that far, but gone all the way around here for some berries. Oh, and something I always forget that's incredibly important is popping an inventor doing right here. No, bad placement, MiGly. Think about it, you only get 1% return. Let's pop the inventor right out of the corner here. Now I'm keen to let Davey slurp until he's completely full at water at the bottom there. Or until he clocks off, whichever comes first, because he's got a bloody busy cycle ahead of him, yeah. We're going to have to blast along until we've got 10 of these bad lads, which thankfully is only 2 more trees. Now I'm going to try and be clever and allow some of this natural respreading to happen, because we, you know, only have one Davey Jr. to a name, and one Davey Jr. can only do so much in one day. Like, I just hope Warp Davey Jr. here can... What are you doing? Is this high priority? What am I like sometimes, peeps? What am I bloody like? Right now... Where are you going? Where are you going with that? Oh, no! And this, peeps, is why I let Davey Jr., definitely not accidentally, cut down one too many trees! What you doing? Build this, you numpty! Davey, do not let your father down! Why is this high priority again? Did I not change it? Am I the numpty? Davey lad, I know it's been a while flying through the world, but I hope you didn't forget that the floating cupcake is indeed and utter numpty from time to bloody time. Well, I'm just going to let Davey build for the rest of the day, and yes, we are going to have to get him to chop down another bloody tree. But not until he's built this lumberjack flag, of course. Now, I've had myself a bit of a think. I'm going to unmark all of this for cutting, and all of this for cutting for now, because I would rather Davey Jr. here chop down these trees where we've got a path going, because I reckon we need to get up to here rather sharpish before we get any sort of bad tide in. Because as it stands, we're not even going to get any sort of dam in before. When did I miss that? How did I miss the drought approaching? And Davey's got enough bloody stocks in there. Davey, get a built in your breeding pod and bloody stock it, please. Oh no, he's a builder. He's plonking bloody logs in there. And then he's sitting on his horse. Hey, Davey, today is a split shift kind of day. You take some water from there. You can plop it in your little babby breeding pod, and then you get some food from there, and you pop it in your babby breeding pod, and then you get back to work. Oh, I've never done a split shift with the beavers, but hey, when you've got one beaver, with one tail, and one bloody version, what are you gonna do? You know what, Davey? While you're thirsty over here, why didn't you go ahead and clock on and just slurp it up, you know? Top up that 15. Ooh, and Davey, this is a maximum priority storage all of a sudden. Oh, it's all happening. And it's all happening too bloody soon. Alright, Davey Jr., once you clock off here, I'm going to be unpausing this lumberjack flag. Pausing the deep water pump. Because you need to get 12 logs in there so you can finish building this bloody small tank. And then you need to get back in here and slip up as much as possible. Oh no, this is knee good. I wish I could just curl up on the floor somewhere like bloody Davey Jr. is here. Where is he? Is he in the forest? Davey Jr. Where are you? Oh, there he is, hanging by his favourite little berry bush, man. Wakey, wakey. It's time to chop down some pineys. Right, we need to step it up now, properly. We actually need to. I don't think we're going to get any more water, you know. Is it worth building this? Am I wasting time? I genuinely, I am, aren't I? How can we get 12, right? No, let's believe in Davey Jr. He can definitely get that filled in the next 0.6 days. I mean, look, there's a waterfall situation going on. So once the water stops falling, it continues to fall for a wee bit. And that is what we are going to be absolutely capitalising on here. That's providing Davey Jr. over here isn't about to pass out. Oh, he sleeps looking canny. I hope he can pull an all-nighter because he's going to bloody have to here. All I know is he's got 12 logs. And I really don't think enough time to bloody do with any of this, you know. We're going to let him go until... Oh, I was going to say until his shelter got low. But look, it's 0.1 days. We need to unpause this bloody deep water pump. Once you plonk that log in there, slurp a bit of water... Davey, where you... I went for food. Davey, you need to fill it up. Fill it up. How long does the water last after the drought kicks in? Not long at all. I'm just going to be happy if we get up to 15, yeah. Go on, Davey. Yes, Davey Jr. got up to 15 and we're still at a little bit of a corner left. There we are, peeps. It's just me, you, and Davey Jr. and a land bereft of water. Apart from the 15 that the leg end Davey Jr. popped in, yeah? But while we got Davey over here chomping down with pines, let's scout our way up to the top here. Now, as usual, that requires stairs, which requires 70 bloody Skyheads points. But we need 2 stairs to get up here. We can do an auto rotate and get some stairs up on here. And then from here, we just need to get all the way up here. Oh, it's covered by bloody brambles, man. Or even worse, just straight up bloody thorns on both sides. The developers now what they're doing here, haven't they? Well, that is mildly scuppered the plans. But anywho, we're not up here yet. Let's get back down here and see that we can... Ooh, nice. We can go 1... Oh, yes, of course. 2, 3, 4 stairs up there. Now, can we get up here without having to do double stairs? That is a negative, Absolute negative. That's going to have to require some intuitive thinking. But once we're up there, it's just a simple stair up, and we're there. Well, nonetheless, we're like this little line here, so let's get these bits paths connected. And then once we're up here, we're going to have to start chopping down some trees. Or are we? Can we find a way through? Nah, we can't. We're going to have to start chopping down some bloody trees. Oh, and I might want to turn bloody Davey Jr.'s working who I was doing from 24. Sorry, pal, can't pass out by the bloody blueberries. Well, he is passed out by the blueberries, I suppose. Now, speaking of blueberries, you are going to last this drought, aren't you? Oh, yes. I thought you had a fair dinkum little drought resistance. Oh, it's a good thing I checked this while Davey Jr. still passed out. Let's get him in the second, laddie, before he's just sitting on his arse day and out, wasting precious time. Go on, Davey, get yourself a bloody disappearing blueberry, and then get back and chomp some more bloody pines. Oh, or not. We need to whip out another split shift. Let's get Davey Jr., who is actually thirsty already, so is on his way to the water slurping station. Go back to the water slurping station, Davey Jr., you are already there. What are you doing, mate? Davey, what are you doing? You haven't got anything on your back. Where are you going? Why you already... Davey, you've clocked off, you lunatic. It's past clock off o'clock, man. Will you just hurry up and sort the bear out? Get some water, put it in the breeding pod, and then get a berry, put it in the breeding pod, so you can have a bloody friend. And you know what, actually? I'd rather Davey Jr. here have multiple friends. So I've maxed and prioritised this breeding pod, which you'll get to tomorrow, because I forgot to turn his bloody split shift back on. You see, that's the issue when you're split shifting it with the beavers. You've got to be proper on it. Otherwise the beavers will just keep their lives away. And speaking of split shifting beavers being a dangerous endeavour, let's bloody do it again. Davey, get some water, up to your second breeding pod, and then get a bloody berry up to your second breeding pod. But this time, we're going to turn your working hours back on. Now, Davey, you know that we need science. You know that we need power and planks to get the barred water repulsion system up and running, which, yeah, is gonna be a fun one, to say the very least. However, what we really need around about now is some bloody campfire action. So, Davey, pal, I need ye to spend the 12 logs that you have remaining getting this big old campfire blasted in. And it should be just a quick scoobity-boobity-boop run the corner jobby. And there it is! We did it! This was genuinely my goal for this episode. To get the campfire in the first cycle. Go on, Davey. Oh, look at him, he's grafting. You're a top bloody beaver, ye. But now it's time to clock off and enjoy a bit of bloody campfire action. Come on, Davey. You know you want to get over here, or you want to continue working? You're becoming a bit of a workaholic here, Davey. I would really like it if you would sit by the campfire, because in 0.1 days, that sun's gonna rise, the campfire's gonna gun out, and this episode is gonna end. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of 1 version. Cycle 1 has proved to be a bit hectic, but for the most part fruitful. And even if Davey didn't join on the campfire, we got to bloody enjoy it, didn't we? But yeah, I hope you have yourself a lovely week, and I'll see you for episode 2 on Friday. Toodaloo!